everyone. Welcome to my yoga room. This is the officially declared calmest place in the house by my 11-year-old this morning. So I'm honored to have you all here joining me for this class in trying to find some clarity, some calm amongst all of the change that has occurred in this last week. That being said, before we begin, I would like to offer this as a service to you all, a little pay it forward, and likewise I ask you to pay it forward to those that are in need, whether it be your time, your talents, or your resources. For your time, you might offer getting groceries or a medicine for those that have compromised health. Another time option would be to see if any of the local residents in nursing homes might be open to a pen pal. As far as your talents, if you're a hairstylist, a woodworker, maybe someone that enjoys art or music, maybe you do something like this as a form of entertainment and learning for those that are interested. And as far as resources go, I know that there are a lot of yoga studios, there are a lot of gyms, a lot of small businesses out there that are struggling. So I ask you to maybe donate your $5, $10 that would have gone to a yoga class to those places so that they can remain in an operation where they're able to offer things when the time comes. This means a lot to me, and your offering to them would be a beautiful thing. So that being said, I offer you to come into an easy seat. You might like to sit on a bolster like this or a pillow. You might like to be in a chair. Whatever feels good to you. You might be right on your seat or a blanket. You can also use a block underneath the knees to help relieve any of the pressure you might be feeling. Remember, this is meant to be an opportunity to really come into the space of your breath and your body. During times of change, we really have this tendency for a lot of mental bouncing, what the yogis call the monkey mind. And when we live in this bouncing state, it causes us to not take the time to slow down, to really pay attention to how we are feeling. And in that way, we stress our systems, which tends to be chronically stressed anyway. So really let this be an opportunity for you to turn inward and notice how you can help yourself come back toward balance. This is the beauty of the practice that I've found for myself, and it is what I love to offer my students and those that are joining me today, maybe even some first timers. Thank you for being here. All right, so that being said, let's find our seat. You might like to walk your sits bones back, or maybe let your heels wiggle a little bit away from your bottom. We're trying to be really upright in our seat, so you might even rock back and forth a little bit and try to find where you can be the most rooted. We're stacking the spine as gently but as upright as we can, and we might even bring hands a little back on the thighs. I'm going to offer palms down today to help you ground. Feel the shoulders slip down the back, maybe even your chin ever so slightly come into your throat. This is a really simple way to help calm the nervous system. And it's up to you whether your eyes softly gaze on a point ahead of you on the floor, or if you feel comfortable enough, maybe let them go to closed. I'd like you to take a moment here just to welcome yourself to the practice today. To turn inward and notice how you feel in your body. Maybe observing those points that feel a little tight, or those points that feel maybe a little spacious and open. And moving on from the body to the heart, our emotional center, I want you to notice how you feel there. If you are anything like me or the rest of the world, you've probably been feeling some worry, some anxiety, fear. Please know all emotions are welcome, but we're also practicing being the observer to try to create space between our emotion and the opportunity to watch and to see how we react in that emotional space. There's a lot of tendency toward habits and patterns when we just stay in a reactive emotional space. So step back. Remember that you are not your thoughts. You are not even your emotions. You are the one that watches them. And then we will move up to the mind space, just observing there. If you've been feeling quite busy in the mind, again, observe. And I please ask you when you're ready to bring your awareness to your breath. Our breath is that thread that connects mind to body and that anchors us in the present moment. So as of right now, I want you to feel the nostrils, the air flowing through them, noticing the breath slip down the back of your throat and into the bottom of your lungs as they begin to fill, even touching lightly on your heart space. And when you come into your exhale, I want you to feel that softening down of the heart, the condensing back in the lungs as your breath slips back up through the throat and lightly out your nostrils. Continuing to be mindful of the breath, feeling the breath come in, the sensation that accommodates as you draw prana, life force, into the body. And on your exhale, again, feeling the breath leave, maybe even feeling some of the worry, the anxiety slip away as well. As you continue to breathe, I want you to offer yourself emotional balancing. So this might mean, if you've been feeling anxious or nervous, that you incorporate a longer exhale. This helps the nervous system come back into balance. If you've been feeling down or depressed, you might take a longer inhale. And if you've been managing to maintain a calm center, you might allow the inhale to be balanced with the exhale. And as you continue to be mindful around the breath coming into and leaving your lungs, can you begin to feel some relaxation enter? You might feel the skin of your skull relax. You might feel the space of your brow from temple to temple release, as well as the muscles behind and around your eyes and between them. You might even feel the eyes themselves relax. Begin to soften the wings of your nose, your cheeks, even your deep inner ears where your jaw connects. Tension in the jaw beginning to dissolve as you feel your teeth part, your tongue relax. Just notice the space of your mouth. Relaxing the back, the left and right sides of your neck. Can you release your throat? Notice if the chin's begun to lift again and bring it back down. Again, shoulder blades slipping down as you feel a very gentle lift in your sternum. Let's just take a few more rounds of breath here. And I would offer you at this time to become curious around what brought you to the mat today. How are you looking to balance how you feel within? What do you need? And if you would like, you will use this as your intention, your sankalpa, for your practice. So if it would please you, palms can come together, thumbs resting at your heart. When we place our intention, our sankalpa, we do so by stating it as if it's already occurring with an I am statement. So for instance, you might say, I am at peace. I am free of worry. I am relaxed. Whatever it is, Maybe repeat it to yourself a few times so that you can really ground into this intention. And whenever you feel ready, you can bow your chin and blink open your eyes. We're going to start with some shoulder stretches that I always call the usual suspects: the shoulders, the neck, the mouth and jaw, the muscles of the face, even our eyes. So we're going to be working around this area today, as well as getting into the hips a little bit. So to begin, we're going into an eagle arms. You're going to extend the arms forward, and you're going to sit right elbow inside of left. Variations here are to bring hands to shoulders, or if you'd like, you might keep the right arm extended, hugging the left or the right arm in with the left hand. If you'd like to go into a little bit more, you're going to let the forearms wrap and bring your palms together. Wherever you are, continue to stay upright in the spine. Feel your shoulders smooth down the back, your elbows gently press, and if you have the palms together, maybe you gently tip them away from your forehead. Come back to your mindful breath. The inhale, deep into your lungs, and a long exhale, helping you let go of what you're feeling. Inhaling, feel the ribs expand outward, low in the body. Exhale, feel the ribs condense back down. Notice any release where you're feeling the most sensation. Let's take one more round of breath like that. And exhale when you're ready, let it go. Releasing the arms, preparing for a side bend. You might like to bring a block in or hand to floor. Rooting down in the left hand, shoulders down the back. On your next inhale, take the right arm up. And when you feel ready, go up and over to the left. I'd like you to keep your right sits bone rooted into the floor as you really reach through a straight elbow, fingertips. And if you'd like, a little opening in the front of the throat, maybe you look to the right thumb. Feel the breath low in the right side body, really expanding the ribs outward there. Soften the throat, your mouth, and again your gaze, maybe even your eyes close. If you'd like, bringing the chin back down a bit, you might take the right hand to cradle the back of the head and then lean back into the hand as you extend through the elbow, just getting a little deeper into the upper right rib cage. If you've gone too far at any time through this practice, please feel free to step back, to come back into the previous options, or to come out of the pose entirely. Remember, this is your practice. I'm just giving you some ideas. On your next inhale, release the right arm, make your way back up. And on the exhale, let go. You can move your block to the other side, preparing for side bend. But first, we're coming into second set of eagle arms. So from here, extending the arms forward, left arm sitting inside of right. Again, you can place hands to shoulders. You could wrap the arms up, or you could be in that one arm extension. You do you. Feel the shoulders slipping down wherever you are. Press the inner elbow or hug that arm into your chest. And if you have the palms together, gently push. Maybe even tipping the palms away from the face. Again, notice what you are feeling where. I like to even imagine I'm breathing into that space I'm feeling the most sensation. And again, a long exhale, helping you let go a little bit more. Relax your mouth. The inhale deep into the lungs. Feel your low ribs expand outward. The exhale, noticing where you can let go. Let's take one more round of breath like that, as long as it suits you. And at the very bottom of your next exhale, unwind the arms. Right hand to floor or block, preparing for the side bend. Keep your glutes strong, your belly button in. And on an inhale, left arm up. As you exhale, up and over to your right. Again, feel rooted in the left sits bone, extending through left elbow, fingertips, And if it feels okay on the neck, maybe look up to your left thumb. When you look up, soften your throat, relax the teeth away from each other. Maybe your eyes even drift to closed. Feeling the breath deep in the low left side, back body. It is said that when we own our breath, no one can steal our peace. I like to say if we have more space for breath, maybe we even have more potential for peace. And on your next exhale, if you'd like, bringing chin down, head cradling the back of the head, maybe leaning back into the hand and extending through the elbow, letting that stretch move a little further up toward the chest, side body, even the underarm. Notice if you've picked up any tension, try to let it go. Keep your breath nice and deep. Let's just take another round here, yogis. And on an inhale, gently release. Extend the arm, make your way up to neutral, and the exhale, let it go. Hands back to thighs for a moment. Just notice how you're feeling. What's beginning to shift, whether it's how you feel in your body or the quality of your mind. And then maybe some shoulder rolls. The inhale, taking the shoulders forward and up to the ears. The exhale, dropping them back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Let's do one more here. And then when you're ready, you'll go the other way. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Continue to flow. Notice where you can help yourself. Practicing self-regulation. One more here. And when you feel ready, release. We're going to make our way into some cat-cow on all fours now. I would ask that you have blocks, or if you're using water bottles, whatever it might be, bring them to the top of the mat so they're accessible. They're a wonderful way to help us create space. When you're preparing for your cat-cow, knees are below hips, your wrists are below your shoulders. Try to have your wrist crease parallel to the top edge of the mat, or maybe if you're close to a wall, you use that. You're going to root down in your index finger and your thumb. Whenever we're bearing weight in the hands, I want you to keep your pinkies nice and light on the mat. And then let's create some strength in the arms to support our weight. So turn the inner elbows forward and feel your shoulders slip down. Preparing for your cat-cow. On your inhale, your belly will lower and your chin will lift as you softly reach your heart forward. And on an exhale, you're going to round the spine as you push the floor away. Belly button in, back of heart separating the shoulder blades as it lifts, chin into chest. You're going to continue moving with your breath. The inhale moving you into your cow. The exhale rounding you into your cat when you're ready. As you continue to move, I would like to invite you to really pause in those areas that are feeling tight or sticky. What we resist has a tendency to persist. And so in this practice, we really try to slow down and offer our attention to those areas that are feeling the most. Remember, there's a tendency for the mind to want to wander away when things become uncomfortable, to try to find peace elsewhere. And when we do this, it first off takes us directly out of the present moment, the place where all things are possible. It also really doesn't help us in releasing. So I offer you that pause to breathe into those spaces, to maybe take that long exhale and notice let's go for you. Let's just take a couple more rounds here. Breathing fully, just notice if your breath is moved into the center of the chest. Remember, that's many of our tendencies, to keep the breath high up in the chest. It keeps us in our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight, flight, freeze nervous system. And we are looking to bring the parasympathetic nervous system forward. The rest, digest, repair nervous system. One more round as long as it serves you. And whenever you finish your next cat back, please make your way into a neutral spine. In preparation for more weight bearing, we're going to do some wrist warming. So keeping wrists below shoulders, I ask you to turn your hands outward on the mat. We're continuing to keep our weight in the index finger and the thumb and the strength of the arms. So again, turn the inner elbows forward, feel your shoulders slip down from your ears. Continue to draw your navel to your spine. When you're ready, you're going to begin a gentle rock side to side. Remember, we're inviting space. Yoga is a little different practice than, say, weightlifting. In that weightlifting, we look to break the muscle. Yoga, we are looking to create space. So there's no force in that way. Rather, we're leaning into gently, kindly. Notice if you're picking up tension in the mouth, relax. Maybe let your chin come down again, opening the back of the neck. Let's just take a few more times side to side here, as long as you feel like that's okay for you. Do know you're welcome to pause at any point that you think is a benefit. This is really an opportunity to explore where you're holding tension and to, with mindful breathing and awareness, release. One more here, side to side, if you'd like. And when you're ready, please make your way back to neutral. We're preparing to stretch the back of the hand next. So turn your hands forward, please, and put a little bit more weight into your shins. Feel your glutes tighten. You're going to place the back of a hand to the floor. You might like to do both, but if that's too much, no big deal. You'll just do one. The hand is closer to the knee. That's a little less intense. Further the knee, a little more intense. So you decide what's appropriate for you. Gently pressing the back of the hand into the floor. Notice if your shoulders have drawn up, let them slip down. Feel your chin come into your throat. Deep breathing. Let the teeth part. Come here, Ursa. You say hi? Yeah, hi. All right, one more round. If you're doing one hand, go ahead and release, and then you'll switch to the other. Back of the hand to the floor, wherever it feels like it's the most spacious for you. Come back to mindful breathing. Couple more rounds, yogis. And on an exhale, let it go. Preparing to stretch the bottom of the foot in a toe stand. This can be an intense stretch. If you need to come out at any time, listen to your body. You're going to tuck your toes. You might like to stay right here. If it feels okay, you'll come to stand on the knees. If you'd like to go a little bit further, maybe even sit back onto the heels. But if at any point you decide you've gone too far, come back up. Wherever you are, I want you to be as upright in your spine as you're able. Feel the glutes strong, the belly button in, and then you might start to roll around your wrists, just working out all of that stretching that you've done. Let's get a few times each direction. Again, you're welcome to pause anywhere that it feels good. And you might even eventually take it into a little bit of piano hands, maybe spreading the fingers wide, maybe rocking through the fingers. Just go where it feels good. Trust your body's intelligence. All right, you guys, last round of breath here. And when you're ready, you'll make your way forward. Gently untuck the toes. You might like to softly drum the top of the foot on the mat. And if you'd like, you could even press fists into floor. This is a really nice release at any time if your wrists are uncomfortable in weight bearing. And then maybe let's take a neck circle one time each way. Just really rolling around the base of the neck. I know I tend to hold a lot of stress there. Just notice what you notice. How can you help yourself release some of this energy? Whenever you finish the second side and you feel you're ready, make your way back to neutral. Release the hands. We're preparing for a down dog. If you're familiar with the pose, feel free to come on in. Again, wrist crease parallel with the top edge of the mat. If coming into this pose is a lot of weight bearing and you have blocks, you might like to bring them in. Hands on blocks, stepping feet back, lifting your hips to the sky. You can step your feet in a little bit. If that helps, you can bend your knees. Remember, down dog is meant to be a spinal lengthener, so play with it. And if you need to stay on all fours, maybe stay with some cat-cow, that's a great option. You're welcome to pedal your legs or maybe sway your hips side to side. Just really play with it. Notice what feels good to you. You're going to keep your index finger, thumb into the floor. You're going to feel the inner elbows turn towards your index finger. And the outer edges of your shoulder blades are going to lift. Let your head relax here, you guys. A little shake of yes, no. Just feel the last couple of days slipping away. You might also like to yawn your mouth open, even stick your tongue out. We hold a lot of stress in the jaw. This is a wonderful way to release. Notice your breathing. And when you feel balanced, make your way back to neutral. Maybe a little bend in the knees as you squat your hips back and press your hands into the floor and forward, getting a little longer through the spine. You can wiggle your tail here a bit. You might even relax your neck again. And when you feel you'd like, start to straighten your legs toward your edge. Pausing for one more round of breath. And on your next exhale, you're going to make your way to the top of the mat. This might be knees down first. This might be a step or a big step. You do what works for you. If you'd like, blocks come in. They help bring the floor up to you. Remember, we're looking to create space. We're coming into this powerful pose. Weight is going to be in your heels. Feel your toes nice and light. Glutes are turned on. They're tightening. Belly button to spine. Notice if you can smooth your shoulders down the back or reach your heart even more forward. And then again, bring the chin into the throat. Feel nice and spacious in the back of the neck. Notice your breathing here. Can you stay with that nice, even breath? We're going to stay for another round, please, as long as it suits you. And on an inhale, you're going to push to standing. Sweeping the arms up, lifting the heart and the chin. You might like to take a little bit of a back bend. Keep your heart lifting throughout. And on your next inhale, make your way back to neutral. The exhale, releasing hands to heart and palms to sides. Preparing for some side bends, staying where you are. You're going to root down through the 3 points in your feet. Big toe mounds, pinky toe edge, and heel. Notice if you're locking out the knees, have a tiny little bend there. When we lock out the knees, it cuts off our grounding. So a little micro bend. Feel the glutes engaged and your belly button to your spine. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up. And on your exhale, steeple fingers. Everything but index finger interlaces. Inhale to get nice and tall. Keep the glutes engaged. And on your exhale, up and over to your left. We want to be really mindful of deep breathing in the low right side body. So it feels like you can't get a full breath, come up a bit. You're going to root through your right foot and really reach. Feel the elbows hug. Maybe your eyes close. Maybe you look down toward the floor. Maybe you look up to the upper right. Whatever feels good for you. On your next inhale, make your way back to neutral. Keep the glutes strong. And on your exhale, up and over to the right. Again, root through the left foot and reach. Be really aware of the deep breathing. We want to keep our body relaxed, calm. Deep breathing is key. And on an inhale, yogis, make your way back to neutral. We're preparing, exhale, release, for another powerful pose. On your next inhale, sweep the arms, lift the heart, the chin. And on an exhale, move into your powerful pose. Arms can stay up or they can be parallel to the floor if that feels better in your shoulders. Again, light toes, weight in your heels. Feel the quads and the glutes tighten, your navel to your spine, and the heart is lifting. If your arms are up, reach through your fingertips. If arms are parallel, feel the shoulders slide down your back. Let your gaze be still. This is a wonderful way to help calm the nervous system and to help you balance, focus. And on your next exhale, please take hands down, torso to thighs. With your torso touching your thighs and hands on blocks or whatever support you're using, please rock your weight into the balls of your feet. As much as you're able to keep your torso to your thigh and it feels good in the back of the leg, start to press your thighs back. We want to avoid any pulling in the back of the knee, the inner knee, or at your sits bones, so be aware and maybe let your head dangle here. Where's your breath? One more round. On your next inhale, coming up and stepping your left foot back into a lunge. Wrists or blocks, whatever you're using, below shoulders. You can lengthen or widen the stance as it feels good to you on this side. Knee can come down at any time. Wherever you are, if back knee's up, I want you to reach through the back heel. Feel your glutes tighten, your belly button to your spine, and just notice, can your shoulders smooth down? Can your chin come into your throat? And remember, we're always looking to elongate in the spine, so keep your heart reaching forward. What are you feeling where? And what next? If you're shallow breathing, are you going to continue? Or might you enter that long exhale to help you release where you're feeling the most? If you're tight in your teeth, your jaw, can you offer some release there? Let's take one more round here. And on your next exhale, left knee down, everyone. Untuck the back toes if you'd like, total preference pose there. And when you're ready, sweep up into a low lunge. You're going to stack your pelvis over your thigh. If you need more balance, wiggle your right foot to the right. In this low lunge, feel the glutes strong as you root down through your feet. Again, your belly button's in and you're lifting your heart, your fingertips to the sky. Let the chin come down. Soften your gaze. And we're preparing for a little eagle arms here. So on the next exhale, bring the arms down. And you might like to go into the same variation you went into last time. This time, right elbow inside of left. You can wrap arms up. You can set hands to shoulders. You could be in the hug in of the, right arm, not left. Wherever you are, shoulders down for the elbows press. And if you have the palms together, tip the palms from the face. We're incorporating a little twist here if you'd like to bring it in. So maybe your arms start moving to the left and your gaze starts moving to the right. Be very mindful of over twisting in your neck. We want to feel spacious there. Chin down. How deeply are you breathing? Keeping the big toe mound rooted on the right foot, the glutes strong, stabilizing you. Having a firm foundation, helping you to feel secure. And on your next inhale, gently bringing arms, head back to neutral. Release the arms, taking left hand down. It can be to your block or it can be to the floor. Wrist is below shoulder wherever you are. And we're going to take the right arm up to the sky. Keep the weight in the index finger, thumb, your inner elbow turning forward. Notice if the shoulders are creeping up and smooth them down. The glutes stay strong, the navel stays in, and with that press of index finger and thumb, you're going to roll the right side of the heart open. If you'd like, look to the right thumb. Deep breathing. You are more than welcome to stay right where you are. Or maybe you tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. Reach through the back heel if you lift the knee. And if you'd like, right arm around the low back, a half bind. Feel the right shoulder draw down and smooth back in space. Let's take just a couple more rounds here, as long as you find that serves you. And on your next inhale, right arm up, taking right hand to the floor. We're going into warrior two. If you're going right into a standing warrior two, left heel down, make your way up. If you'd like to stay low to the floor, which can feel a little more grounding, you'll bring your left knee back down, the left shin, ankle, move to the right side of the mat, and you'll come into a low warrior two. I'm going to be practicing from a standing warrior two. If you want to give yourself a go there, do, but no big deal if you come back down. Wherever you are, I want you to feel rooted in that back leg. So either the knee into the floor or your pinky toe edge of the back foot into the floor. Feel the back kneecap lift if your leg is straight. Right knee reaches to right pinky toe. Glutes stay strong, navel stays in. Can you let your shoulders smooth down? Maybe widen the collarbones. Look over the right middle finger, or if you'd like, yogis, you're going to look to the left. Whatever feels the most spacious on your neck. It might be a point in between. Soft mouth. Let's stay for another cycle here. It's okay to wobble or to shake a bit. This is building strength. On your next exhale, left hand to thigh. On your inhale, reverse warrior. Take right arm up. You can look to right thumb if that feels okay. Keep the right knee reaching to the right pinky toe and keep sinking into the right knee. And if you'd like the variation, yogis, maybe taking back of right hand to the head, leaning back in your hand and reaching through your right elbow. Soft eyes and throat. On an inhale, making your way back up, warrior two. On an exhale, right forearm to thigh, left arm straight up to the sky. Keep the glutes strong, your navel in. Press into your right forearm and use that to lean back in the left side body. You can look to left thumb here if it feels okay. Soft again in the throat, the mouth. Let your teeth part, your lips part. And if you'd like, the half bind. Left arm around the low back. Feel the shoulders smooth down and draw back in space again. Good work, you guys. On an inhale, left arm up. On an exhale, make your way back down. We're going back to the top of the mat. Hands to blocks or floor. Pivot on the back toes. You're going to step left foot forward and right foot back. Lengthen, widen as it feels good on this side. Again, blocks or wrists are below shoulders. Right knee can come down at any time. Listen to your body's needs. Reaching through the right heel. Tighten the glutes, navel to spine. Again, allow the shoulders to come down, your chin to come to your throat. Feel nice and open in the back of the neck. But continue to keep your sternum, your heart reaching forward, long through the spine. Deep breathing, maybe even feel it into your thigh. Again, can you let go of any of those immediate or usual suspects for tension? The shoulders, the neck, your mouth, any muscles around your face. And on your next exhale, everyone, right knee to the floor. You can untuck the toes if you'd like. You can wiggle left foot to the left if you want a little more balance. When you're ready, make your way up. You're stacking pelvis over thigh. Don't be afraid to adjust to get into your pose. Feeling rooted in the left foot, the top of right foot and shin. Feel the glutes strong again, the belly button to your spine. As you reach your heart and your fingertips to the sky, keep the chin drawing down. Gaze steady. Where's your breath? We're preparing for eagle arms here. On your next exhale, arms down toward parallel. Left elbow inside of right. You can extend the arm, hug the arm into the chest. You can wrap your hands to your shoulders. You could wrap the forearms if you'd like. Shoulders down the back wherever you are. Maybe feeling the inner elbows press, the palms reaching away from your forehead. How deeply are you breathing? Can you offer a long exhale to where you're feeling the most? And again, if you'd like, a little twist. You're going to take both arms to the right as you softly look to the left. Be mindful of your neck space, chin to throat. Gaze steady, helping you balance. Let's take a few more rounds. Well done. On your next inhale, arms back to neutral. Gently unwind. Right hand to block or the floor, wrist below shoulder. Again, be mindful of index finger and thumb into the mat. Turn your inner elbow forward. And from there, sweep the left arm open. Shoulders down. Use the pressing of index finger and thumb to lean back a little bit more in the left side body. Keeping the glutes strong, the navel to the spine. You can look to the left thumb, you could look to the right thumb, or any point in between that feels good on your neck. And if you'd like, yogis, maybe tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee. Keep energy through the right heel if you lift. You're more than welcome to stay here, to come back to any of the poses we've already visited, or left arm around the low back. Again, shoulder down, draw back in space. Maybe you can twist open a bit more, but be kind. Nice, you guys. On your exhale, release the left hand back to the floor, preparing for warrior two. Right knee down if you want to come into the low version, right foot crossing to the left side of the mat. If you're coming up into full warrior two, set right heel down, fire up the legs, and rise when you're ready. Feel free to adjust your stance when you get up. You're letting the right pinky toe root down, or the knee. If you have a straight leg, feel the kneecap lift. Left knee is reaching to left pinky toe. Firm the foundation. Glutes strong, navel to spine. Notice if you can smooth the shoulders down the back or widen the collarbones. What feels good on your neck here? Looking over left middle finger to the right or somewhere in between. Just let your eyes be still. Help calm. With our presence, we have all these options, all these choices available to us. We get out of the space of habitual thinking, of patterning, and we're really present in the moment. Again, where anything is possible. On your next exhale, if you'd like to go there, right hand to right thigh. Keep the bend in the left knee and inhale, left arm up, maybe even a little back. You're going to really root through the foot and reach through the hand. You can look to the left thumb if you'd like to play with balance. And if you'd like, let left hand cradle the back of the head, lean back into the hand and really extend through the elbow. Again, soft throat, let your teeth part, relax your eyes, your gaze. On your inhale, make your way up, release. And on the exhale, left forearm to thigh, right arm straight up to the sky. Glutes strong, navel to spine again. Press left forearm into leg and use that to lean back in the right side. You can look to the right thumb, you could look to the left thumb, or one point in between. And if you'd like, right arm around the low back, half bind. Right shoulder drawing down, smoothing back in space. Where are you feeling the most? Stay with that sensation. Notice if the mind starts to wander. Practicing presence, clarity, right here, right now. On an inhale, right arm up. On the exhale, right hand down. Pivoting on the toes. We're taking right knee to the mat, left leg coming back. And let's take a little pause in child's pose. Really being mindful around your child's pose. A wider knee feels more like a back bend. A closer knee feels more like a forward fold. So you just go where it seems appropriate for you now. You can let knees snuggle into heels. You can extend the arms forward, resting forehead on floor or your blanket, your pillow, whatever you might be using, your block. And you don't have to just keep the arms forward. If you'd like, you might bring them back to lay alongside the leg, maybe even to hold your ankle and heel. It's a very complete feeling pose. I call it the human thunder vest. It's very calming. Just notice your breath here. Take some time to recall your intention. And let's take one more round. And when you're ready, yogis, I'd like you to make your way to your stomach for some core strengthening in our locust pose. So going all the way to the belly, however you'd like to get there. This is a wonderful strengthening pose around the whole core with the support of the floor. In this variation, we're going to keep the toes tucked. I'd like you to take your feet as wide as feels good. If you have discomfort in your low back, a wider foot is going to be kinder there. And then I'd like to offer cactus arms or goalpost arms for this variation. If you'd like to go full extension, you're welcome to it. But if you have low back pain, the cactus arm will feel better. With chin to throat, navel to spine. On your next inhale, please lift your elbows, your heart, and your heels. You're going to feel the elbows rise so your shoulder blades hug. Your inner thighs are going to spiral up and you're going to keep reaching through the heels. Notice you're probably holding your breath, deep breathing. Feel it rock you a little bit. Chin down, you guys. Release that energy. If you need to come out at any time, do. And on an exhale, let it go, you guys. Stacking hands, untucking toes. You're welcome to rest your forehead or turn a cheek down. You might like to rock your hips side to side or do a reverse windshield wiper, bending your knees and letting them rock side to side. It can feel really good here if you're noticing inward pressure building to open mouth exhale and let it go. You might even take a few of those. One more round. And whenever you feel ready, feet back, you might bring the knees in a bit. One more child's pose, wrists below shoulders. Let the shoulders smooth down, navel to spine, mindfully pressing up and back. Again, choosing the width of the legs. We're just using this as a way to re-elongate the spine. Let's take another breath here. And when you're ready, you're going to make your way to a seat. So we're preparing to come into a little hip stretch called 90-90. It can feel good to use a bolster or a blanket. We're going to start off on the right leg forward. So you might bring the bolster underneath your right hip. If you feel it's too much, no big deal, take it out of the way. In this variation of this pose, you're going to basically make pinwheels out of your legs. So the right knee is going to align with the right hip socket, trying to have your shin parallel toward the top edge of the mat. Just do the best you can. Left leg is going to have knee in alignment with the hip socket, flexing both feet. I feel like I can feel a little bit deeper in the outer right hip. Your feet could be soft too, your choice. Square your torso back toward the top edge of the mat. Feel the glutes strong, the navel in, the shoulders down. Anytime we forward fold, you guys, we want to keep a little bit of a back bend. There's a real tendency to round in the back, and while that feels good in the mid-upper back, it gets the stretch out of the low back, hips, and thighs. So we're inviting this back bend. You might like your block nearby. Shoulders down, inhale, lift the heart. And on your exhale, invite the back bend, the forward fold. Each inhale, shoulders down, reach your heart forward. Feel that little bit of back bend. And a long exhale, navel to spine. You might keep sinking, you might stay upright, you might use your block, whatever feels good. Again, be mindful of rounding. Keep the heart reaching forward, the shoulders away from the ears. Each inhale, low in the body. And a long exhale, release. These long exhales, again, really help the body let go. Soften your eyes. And allow the teeth to part. There's a correlation between the hips and the jaw, and anytime we're releasing in the hips, there's a tendency for the jaw to want to pick up that tension. As my teacher Amy Gagner said, don't invite that tension in for tea, show at the door. And let's take a couple more rounds here. Let your chin come down. Awesome, you guys. On your next inhale, softly walk yourself back up. And we'll prepare for second side. Left leg forward, right leg coming back. Again, making the pinwheels. Knee trying to be in alignment with the hip socket. Shin trying to be parallel. Let the back leg also come in, maybe softly flexing the feet. Take your time, get settled. Gently squaring your torso toward the top edge of the mat, the best you can. Keep the glutes strong, the navel in, shoulders down. As you inhale, lift your heart. And on an exhale, begin to tip forward. Invite that forward fold. If you have low back concerns, I'm going to suggest that you stay upright, or at least be very gentle in what you're choosing to do. Each inhale, shoulders down, heart forward. Feel that bit of back bend. Long exhales, you guys, let it go and just see what happens. Not forcing, inviting a release. Again, let your chin come down. Be mindful of releasing any tension around the eyes, behind them. Maybe you yawn the mouth open again, release in the jaw. Just becoming aware time and again of the way that we tend to pick up our stress in our body or with the bouncing of our minds. It's the mind's tendency to think. Hello, sweetie. It's the mind's tendency to think. But when we think too much, we exhaust ourselves. We need to have the quiet so that we can get into the creative space available to us for problem solving and to just generally rest our nervous system. Let's take a couple more rounds as long as they serve you. Stay with the long exhales. And whenever you finish your next exhale, the inhale will gently bring you back up. Moving block out of the way or bolster, bringing the right leg around, preparing for a seated forward fold. It can feel good here to have the bolster under your seat as well, or your blanket, just keeping it into the very front edge of your sits bones. In forward folds, a wider leg can be kinder on the hamstring, so play with it. You might like your legs wide, really close, you might like them wider. You decide what feels good. Change it at any time. And same principle here. Keep that little bit of a back bend as you invite the forward fold. Stay upright if you have low back concerns. Flexing your feet, feel your thighs root down, hands to floor or the legs. On your inhale, shoulders down the back, lift your heart. On the exhale, navel in, maybe inviting that bit of forward fold. Each inhale, shoulders down, heart forward. Let your chin come down. And on your exhale, navel to spine, just notice if and where the body wants to let go. Staying with those long exhales. Relaxing in the usual suspects of tension. Shoulders, neck, mouth, eyes. Remember, it's not how deep you get in this pose, it's keeping the stretch where it's meant to be felt. So don't worry about getting forehead down to legs. More importantly, keep that little bit of back bend. Deep breathing, let it move out of the center of the chest. If you feel like you can't stay with the pose, that your mind wants to keep leaving, this is usually a sign for me that I need to back it up a bit. If it's too intense for my awareness to stay there, maybe I take the responsible choice and just make it a little more gentle. There's nothing wrong with that. A few more rounds, you guys, as long as it serves you. You're welcome to come up and out at any time. And on your next inhale, make your way back up. We're going to prepare for a final twist to realign the spine. In this final twist, you might like to have a block or a bolster nearby to soften the twist, but I of course have levels and options for twisting options. So, take that over there, please. So, we're going to come down, arms to a T. And if you'd like to keep it nice and gentle, let your feet be flat on the mat, your knees wide. And you'll come in knocking the knees this way. I'll lead you through it. If you want to go a little bit more intense and it feels okay, you're going to let your legs come up in a 90-degree angle, feet softly flexed. The goal here is to keep your shoulders rooted. So if they lift at any time, I want you to relax the bend in your knees or the flexion in your hips to help keep the shoulder rooted. Wherever you are, navel to spine. And on your next exhale, you're going to lower both knees to the right. You might like to roll your head to the left. You might like to even lightly sit your right hand on the outer edge of your left leg, particularly if you have legs together. That can feel pretty nice. Breathe deeply into the low left back. Long exhales helping you soften down into this twist. Really let it go. And let's take just a few more rounds here. With your navel to your spine, releasing the right arm back to the floor. And inhale will bring your legs back up, wherever is the most kind way to come up. And when you're ready, an exhale will lower both legs to the left. Keeping the right shoulder again rooted. Head can roll to the right. Maybe you'd like to lightly sit your left hand on outer right thigh. No pressing, just a reminder of the twist. Inhaling into the right low back body. Deep exhales, helping you let go. Soften your mouth. Just notice if there's anywhere you're picking up tension, again, that you can easily release. Create this awareness. Let's just take a few more as long as it serves you. Navel to spine. On your next inhale, make your legs come back up or feet to the floor, whatever feels good. And then maybe come into a ball, holding hamstrings or the shins, squeezing legs into the chest. If you'd like, forehead up to knees, give yourself a little squeeze. If there are any other poses you would like to complete your practice, or maybe even going into a full body stretch here, you are welcome to it. And then we're going to prepare for our resting pose, what's called Shavasana. If being flat on your back is uncomfortable, I have options. You might like to take your bolster or pillow and place it under the thighs. That helps relieve low back pain. Other options are to come in with feet wide on the mat, letting your knees knock together, or you could come into a reclined butterfly. You do you, okay? So let the shoulders smooth under. Let the back of your neck be long, drawing the chin softly down where you can still breathe comfortably. Your arms are as far away from the body as feels good. Allowing the palms to rotate up is going to help you relax the shoulders. And then again, be mindful in the placement of your legs. You might even let the legs go wide and feel your pinky toes get heavy to the floor. If it feels safe to you, you can allow your eyes to drift closed here. And we're just allowing the body to settle from everything that we've done. Letting the mind rest as well. So I'd like you to just simply focus on the breath coming into your lungs and leaving your lungs. Very natural and nourishing inhale and exhale. Going to lead you through a bit of relaxation here. So as you watch the breath come into your body and leave your body, the sensation that is accompanying that. Can you begin to feel your mental tensions ease? Just some softening there. Allow the skin around your skull to let go. As you again feel the space of your brow relax, the muscles behind your eyes, around them and in between them. Even feel your eyes become heavier in the socket, your eyelids upon them. Relax the wings of your nose, your cheeks, the deep inner ears where your jaw connects. Begin to feel any lingering tension in your jaw dissolve, as well as the tongue, the space of your mouth. Releasing the back of the neck, the left side, the right side, the front of your throat. Can you become aware of your shoulders heavy into the floor, helping the space of your heart widen even more? Elbows, wrists, and the palm of the hand heavy to the mat, feeling the back of the hand get even more weighted to the floor. Mindfully release each of your 10 fingers. Bringing your awareness back up to the top of the spine. Travel the length of your spine, and with each exhale, allow any discomfort to ease. A soft mental touch on your stomach, offer it some love. Feeling the weight of your hips down, spreading wide into the mat like water. Can you feel the tops of your thighs release down to the bottoms of your thighs and feel grounded? Softening the knees, the space behind them. Allow the muscles of your calves to become heavy into the mat. Relaxing your ankles, the tops of your feet, the bottoms of your feet, and letting go of each of your 10 toes. With each exhale, can you feel your back body becoming heavier and spreading wider into the floor? And with each inhale, can you feel your front body becoming brighter and lighter toward the sky? Resting in this space, pure awareness, in the moment. Simply feeling the sensations of the body as you breathe your breath in, as you breathe your breath out. I'll pause here for some time in Shavasana. invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. Really soak up this relaxation. But if you feel ready to reawaken in your own time, I would like you to invite gentle wiggling to your fingers and your toes. You might like to rotate your wrists and your ankles, or maybe rock your head slowly side to side. And as you gradually make your movements larger as it pleases you, you might eventually decide to go into another full body stretch, arching the back as you lengthen arms and legs, maybe spreading fingers wide. And when you feel ready, you can gently roll to the right side if you'd like, where you're welcome to pause in fetal position. If and when you choose, strong arms are going to help you make your way to a comfortable seat. If it would please you, palms can come together, thumbs resting at your heart, taking some time here to practice gratitude for the breath that enters your lungs, for the life here in each moment, and for this body, for the opportunity to practice coming back to clear seeing, to being present in the moment. The love and the light in me recognizes and honors the love and the light in each of you, or what's also known as Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I wish you all well.